Ladies and gentlemen, yes, back once again. This is the Tone T coming at you live from the Big Lip Radio podcast in Northwest Washington, D.C. Hello and good evening. Today's topic, if you haven't already noticed, everybody's talking about this hot button topic. Colin Kaepernick and Jay-Z. Now, you might be asking yourself, what does the two really have to do with the other? And I'm going to explain to you from my part exactly what's going on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back about 10 years. You want to say about 10 years? No. It wasn't even 10 years. About 8 or 10, right? Check me out. And I'm going to start this podcast video vlog as saying this. If there was no Robert Griffin III, there would be no Colin Kaepernick. I reiterate this. If there was not RG3, there would not be a Colin Kaepernick. Now, you might be saying, yo, Tone, what the hell are you talking about? I'm going to explain this. When RG3 came into the league, he set the league on fire. Him and Mike Shanahan's son developed an offensive system that was college-based with the option and the run and the this and the that and the blah, 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 blah. And he murdered the league. For RG's first 10, 11 games before he got hurt from Baltimore, he was almost like God on some NFL, you feel me? Not comparing him to God, but you feel what I'm saying. This offensive system was so successful that it was basically mimicked by many other NFL teams, namely the Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson, and namely John Harbaugh with the San Francisco 49ers. Think about this. Alex Smith was benched for Colin Kaepernick, and then the shit just took off. It took off. Colin Kaepernick wasn't that accurate of a quarterback. Ladies and gentlemen. No, he wasn't. But it was the system that made Kaepernick this amazing quarterback. And he benched Alex Smith. If it wasn't for RG3, there would be no Kaepernick. Now, I'll move on. And you guys can go back and do your thing and do your own research. But look at it. Look at what it was. When RG3 came into the league and scorched the NFL, all the offensives took note. And of course, the NFL is a parity league. If one person has success with something, the other person is going to do it until the wheels fall off. And then the defenses start to catch up and everything like that. And it's like, all right, boom. All right, cool. We can't do it no more. Check me on this. Don't be mad. The XFL is hiring. Don't be mad. Vince McMahon is hiring. The NFL colluded between Colin Kaepernick. But guess what, though? I was mad for a moment before I started to look up. And then I realized something amazing. And that something amazing was this. If I ran a business and I had an employee, say I'm employing this person, ladies and gentlemen, and this person says to me, you know what? I'm going to stand outside. Owner, or manager or whatever, I'm going to stand outside. Okay. Well, I'm employing you. What do you mean you're going to stand outside? Well, you know, you didn't make me the assistant manager. So, you know what? I'm going to stand outside. Well, what do you mean? I'm employing you. I'm paying you money. Good money. And you're going to stand outside? Yeah, I'm going to stand outside. Why? Well, because, you know, you didn't make me the assistant manager. Okay, no problem. Not a problem. You want to stand outside, you can do that. You're very well off. You can do that. I mean, you know, you can stand outside, young man. If you want to do that, we'll go right ahead. Don't be mad. The XFL is hiring. Don't be mad. Vince McMahon is hiring. Well, young man, well, you can go right ahead and you can stand outside to your heart's content. I think you're a great employee, but I don't know about you standing outside. Well, you know, I'm going to stand outside. So he didn't take a knee when he was the starting quarterback. No, he did not take a knee when he was the starting quarterback. He took a knee when he got benched, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he took a knee when he got benched. Now, by all means, I am not overlooking the fact of why he took a knee. But yet and still, he took a knee. You want to protest? Let's protest. Let's talk about there's no African American ownership in the NFL. You want to protest? Let's talk about some other things. I know what's going on in some of these communities, ladies and gentlemen. We all know the issue about what's going on in these communities, and some of these same communities that will turn a blind eye to many of the atrocities that's going on down the damn block. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get in my bag today. I'm going to get in the damn bag today. Young men are killing each other day in and goddamn day out. And they look like me. And yes, it's systematic. It is systematic, but god damn it, these young men are killing each other like running water. And nobody can find out a way to quench the shit. Systematic violence, systematic racism, self-hate. I don't want to get off the fact that the XFL is hiring and Vince McMahon is hiring. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, he took a knee when he was not starting. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, yes. And if it wasn't for RG3, there probably would be no Colin Kaepernick. Go back and watch the series of events of what I'm talking about, and you'll see exactly what I mean by that. But ladies and gentlemen, Jigga Jay-Z owes Colin Kaepernick not a damn thing. When the NFL found out that, when I guess his lawyers, Colin Kaepernick's lawyers, found out that the NFL was colluding from business to business, that, hey, yeah, they was trying to keep this man out because, of course, it would be too big of a, what do you call it, a distraction. If you owned a business and somebody else did that to you, that would be a distraction. And I'm paying you money. Now, of course, young man, you could do this on your own time, but the NFL has nothing to do with this. Even though 70% of their players are of African American descent, And many of those people from African American descent come from these types of communities. What does that have to do with playing football? This is your job. What does that have to do with that, ladies and gentlemen? It has absolutely nothing to do with that. I'm sorry to say that, but it doesn't have anything to do with that. Young Black Dot, a young man that I fervently listen to on YouTube, Brother Black Dot and his son, Urban Excellence, Hulk. Good information, good blogs, good stuff. My brother, your stuff is reaching out to the DC community. The DMV looks to you. And don't forget, Sankofa Bookstore, Georgia Avenue. You don't forget, Sankofa. I'm buying your book. But anyway, Jay-Z owes him a damn thing. Some people say that Jay-Z is Brooklyn Shiest. Well, I mean, you know, you don't become a billionaire overnight. Yeah, well, not overnight, but you don't become a billionaire without doing some shiesty practices. The whole Jermaine Dupri thing, hey. And I quote, J. Rue the Damager. J. Rue the Damager. No doubt, Brooklyn took it. Oh, Brooklyn took it. Oh. You want to talk about something? Let's talk about that. There's no black ownership in the NFL. Let's talk about there's no black owners in the NFL. Hey, but Dan Snyder's a Jewish man, and they been giving this man hell for the longest time. He's a Jew. Don't get it twisted. Not say anything about it. Don't call me anti anything. I love Dan Snyder. I love my Redskins. HTTR. But they've been giving Dan Snyder hell. And you and I know it. On and on and on and on and on. Don't be mad the XFL is hiring. Don't be mad Vince McMahon is hiring. Ladies and gentlemen, after they found out that the NFL was colluding against Colin Kaepernick and not giving him a job, guess what they did to the young man? They gave him an undisclosed settlement. But I'm pretty sure that it was a lot of fucking money. Yes, it was a lot of money. A lot of money that neither you or I could even fathom at this particular time. I heard it was something like $80 million. On top of that, this man, I think he signed like $100 million contract, like $40 million guaranteed. And Nike. Ladies and gentlemen, do not feel sorry for Colin Kaepernick. Do not feel sorry for this young man. Hey man, look, I feel you taking a knee and all of that. But the NFL, Jay-Z owes him nothing. Jay-Z is not a sellout. Jay-Z is not a sellout. He's not a sellout. Are you hearing me? Young black men have been dying in this country since we've hit the shores of this country. For 400 years, since we reached the shores, since 1619, since we reached the shores of this country, we have been dying. The issue will continue until we rise up and do something about it. And we can. And we shall. And we will, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to say that really quickly. Because Hova is not a sellout. He's an opportunist. And if you look at it from a business mind, a business perspective, you would do the same damn thing. If you was an owner and somebody did that to your system, you would do the same goddamn thing. And you know you would. You would do the same damn thing. He's an opportunist with a business mind. A business mind, a businessman with a business acumen. And this has been proven. And by the way, one of the greatest rappers that ever spoken on the mic. So, ladies and gentlemen, no doubt Brooklyn took it. You want to talk about something? Let's talk about there's no black ownership in the NFL. You want to talk about something? Let's talk about the fact that these things are continuously going on in our community and nothing's being done about it. A couple months ago, a young African-American child, 11 years old, got murdered sitting in a car. Last year, a young 10-year-old African-American child, a girl, got shot while walking to get some ice cream. She died. A couple of years ago, ladies and gentlemen, a young black girl got lost. And no one seems to know exactly what happened to her. Don't feel sorry for Colin Kaepernick, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you dare feel sorry for Colin Kaepernick. And I don't live vicariously through Jay-Z, Jigga Jigga J, Hove. Hove, it's the God. No, I don't. I respect him. I respect him as a businessman and a business mind, as I aspire to do amazing things like that. But ladies and gentlemen, there are bigger issues that we deal with. And the Big Lip Radio podcast is just getting started. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to Tone to a T. You're going to watch the show and you're going to listen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tone to a T, otherwise known as the Regal, signing off to those who believe and to those who listen. Don't forget to subscribe. Regal Tone T, YouTube. Watch me, Facebook, Instagram, Regal Tone T. Peace.